too much with the future because Labour will be in office.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I need to buy laundry powder, I go to the supermarket, I go to the right aisle, I check out all of the products that are available, and then I look at the effectiveness, the environmental and ethical dimensions of each product, and the price, and I choose the one that best meets my needs. How dumb would it be, alternatively, if I had all of the laundry powder manufacturers queuing up and offering me one by one their product? So the first one comes, I say yes or no. If I say yes, all of the others go away. If I say no, then the next one comes, and I continue that way until I've bought something. It wouldn't make sense for soap powder, and it doesn't make sense for choosing power generation schemes. Yet that is precisely the method that we use to determine power generation schemes. So the problem is, in the soap powder example, I have no way of knowing which is the best of the products that are being offered to me, and I have no way of knowing what the total range is. And that's precisely the problem for power generation. The only schemes that get to be considered are those that best meet the purpose of profit maximisation of the power companies, not those that best meet the public good. And very often, Mr. Speaker, those two will not be aligned. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, it's currently forbidden rather than encouraged, for example, for the merits of two competing schemes to be compared. So it's a ridiculous situation which is well illustrated currently on the West Coast and the Northern Buller, where a company called Hydro Developments Limited has received resource consent for an ingenious power generation scheme that involves dropping water from the Stockton Plateau down to sea level and using the drop to generate electricity. So the scheme that is proposed by HDL would have a net positive environmental impact. And so if that scheme goes ahead, along with the Arnold Valley scheme, which has already consented, and the existing generation, the West Coast would be self-sufficient in electricity, a worthy goal. But, sir, the consents have been appealed, most notably by two state-owned enterprises, Meridian and Solid Energy. In both cases, the grounds of the appeal look spuriously weak, and members of the public understandably have come to the conclusion that both of the appeals may have more to do with rival schemes owned by those two SOEs. And so, Solid Energy's scheme is broadly similar to HDL's, and it's a matter of extreme regret that the state-owned enterprise has refused offers of mediation from the Chief Executive of the Buller District Council. I would like to hear from the Minister for SOEs as to what mechanisms he has in place to rein in the apparently unethical behaviour of both of these SOEs. But the shortcomings of our current decision-making framework are best illustrated by the Meridian scheme, as its plan to desecrate one of the most valuable and treasured places in the entire country, the Mokihinui River. So they intend to build an 85-metre high dam, a 14-kilometre long lake. They intend to inundate around 300 hectares of our most precious forest ecosystem in New Zealand. Conservation values that cannot be offset, according to Meridian's own assessment, and recreation values that are second to none in the New Zealand conservation estate. The impacts of this scheme can never be reversed. A rational decision-making framework would say, given that either of these schemes would make the West Coast self-sufficient, we should be able to compare the one that has the net positive impact on the environment or that which has the catastrophic, irreversible impact. Kate Wilkinson has this matter in her hands, sir. She has the chance to refuse the land swap that is proposed by Meridian and which is recommended against by the local conservation board. I've heard her say she loves the conservation estate of this country as much as anyone. This is one of the very, very most important parts of that estate, and I say it's time to show the love, Kate.
Simon Bridges.
I don't know if it's just me, but